Hi, we're starting off showing you a ManHang program. It is a Hangman program. Uh, I'll go ahead and show you the features and what we're going to do with it, as well as our current progress and where we still need to fix it. Let's see. Start here.
ManHang stores a list of words for each difficulty level.
Let's see. There it is. So I'm storing the list of words as an array of strings. Say, if you'll see here, I have words easy, ball, cat, shoe, words medium, orange, aardvark, nachos, words hard, programming, titanium, tungsten. They're hard words. Um, Next in description.
It picks a word at random and will ask the player for a letter to compare against each letter in the word until you either win or lose.
So we're going to convert, once it selects the word, we're going to convert it into a string of, not a string of chars, convert it into a array, so convert each letter in the word into one variable, at which point the player will guess their letter, and it'll go through and check each individual letter to see if it's that one, and then mark it as either right or wrong. And that's how Hangman works. If they get to enough points wrong, then they lose the game, and the game will come back and return lose. If they get all the points right, if they get all the all the letters guessed, then it returns a win. And after it runs through and checks each letter, it'll run through and check and see if there's any left. Here's sort of what the scoreboard's going to look like. These slashes are double because that's an escape character. Um, you can kind of make out how you have a head here, a pole, arms, and a man. And I had to make a line for each possible thing that it could display, and it'll change how that, and that way it can display it according to the circumstances of what the player is scoring. But that's not what we're showing off right now. What we're showing off right now is the code that is currently closest to working, that we've been working on for the last few weeks. So to find that, let's come up with this to the top. Program starts, runs menu. Menu initializes win-loss, wins, losses, percentage, and difficulty, and players. I started off difficulty at 2 and players at 1, just for a we'll get to that when we get to that. But this is a good test scenario that we're not really doing right now. So there it asks the players for, or it displays what the game is starting as, with what difficulty and how many players, and then it runs the game by saying win-loss, this variable that will return and be how many wins or how many losses. Oh, that's why it's not working. Okay, I'll have to fix that later. Win-loss equals game, so it runs game, which means it comes down here. It's because game returns a variable for did you win or did you lose. Um, so it runs a game, and what we're doing right now is getting the counting system for win-loss to work properly. So right now it's a very easy game of Hangman. It just asks if you won or not, and then it grabs what you type in. Uh, I thought that I had an error message. Did I take that away? I did have an error message in here that said, if you typed in something other than a 1 or a 0, would reply back, please read the directions and try again. And then it would reprompt them for that. I think I ended up taking that out because it kept getting stuck in a loop, and even if you put in a 1 or a 0, it would keep looping around and asking him and telling him to read the instructions, which was not what was desired. So win-loss becomes, the scan next thing. So then it returns win-loss to here, and that's why it's only running twice, because I need to fix that too. Oh, there's my little error message. So it returns this to here, and then if win loss equals 1, it adds 1 to win, and if win loss equals 0, it adds 1 to loss. Then it'll calculate the percentage by setting that to win plus loss divided, or sorry, wins divided by wins plus losses, so your total games, and times 100, which will give you a percentage. Then it'll display you have won X number of games and lost X number of games. Your percentage is percentage. Let's see, is that it? So once it's done with that, I'll have my lovely computer voice explain what else it's doing. Gotcha.
Then it will return you to the menu where you can select players and difficulty for the next game. There it also will keep track of your score from game to game.
Yes. And that's a program.